Okay, so I have this little theory in which, in any sort of social situations, there are two sorts of people. First, who have the naturals, which means they know whom they are talking to, they know what they're going to talk about. And if they're leaving a room full of strangers, they know that they're going to leave that room with three new best friends. It's like they have all sorted out. But on the other side, there are people like us who have the stage fear, who are afraid of speaking, who know that if they're going to talk to someone, they're going to mess up, and who think that every situation is being judged because they are talking. So, this is the social awkwardness situation that arises for people like us, and it's for the people like us who have the same conversation running in their head for next 3 days because they knew that they messed up something there. Hi, this is Aditi, and if you identify yourself more into the second group, then you are at the right place, my friend. Today, we're going to talk about the social anxiety or the social awkwardness and how we can actually reduce them. We're not going to talk about the cheap tricks that we can use because it is going to be a large process and it is going to take a lot of time to get rid of it. But there are certain things that we can do and we can actually reduce them to a certain level, and eventually we can get rid of them. So let's jump into it. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about is the observer mindset, which means instead of trying to be the most interesting person in the room, try to be the most interested, which means that you have to be a good observer. As soon as you enter the room, you don't have to worry about that who you should talk to and how you should initiate the conversation. What you have to do is just basically observe what people are doing and how they are talking. So just go to them and just ask a simple question to them about their hobby or whatever they like, and just let them talk because people love to talk, and especially if they're talking about themselves, they love to talk. So instead of just going and starting a conversation and talking about yourself, there's something better that you can do, which is just go there and listen. When you imply this trick, it immediately releases all the stress from your shoulders because you are not in the pressure of speaking something, you're just there to listen and just to have the conversation with them, which you can actually continue once they start talking. So being a good listener is far more valuable than being a good talker, right? So the second tip is one thing rule. In this, I often play these small low stake games with myself to improve myself because this actually helps me a lot. So the second tip that I do whenever I'm nervous and I'm entering in a room, what I do is that I just think about one thing that I had to learn about them. That's it. So my goal is always to learn just one thing about them and not having a long 5 minute conversation with them because I don't know how to talk like that. I don't know how to keep the conversation going. So I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna talk about only one simple thing and I'll wait for them to complete it and I'll just respond towards it. That's it. That one thing could be anything about them. For example, what project they are working on currently if they are in a college, or if they are in a social event, I would just compliment their glasses or their jewelry or whatever it is, and they love that. They actually talk about it and the conversation immediately goes till 5 minutes. So when you're there to just learn one thing about them and you're setting the bar so low, it makes you feel more approachable because it makes you a bit more comfortable and your brain helps you to think in a way that it's not going to be something very weird or something very wrong. It's just a quick thing, just one thing that you have to go and talk, and it's going to be easy. So that is the game that I play with myself, and it often helps me a lot. So my third most important point is the low stake conversations. I remember when I first joined my college club for HR, the club head was actually very much intimidating because she was pretty good at everything. She was good at academics, she was good at speaking, she was good at making network. Basically, she was good at everything. So that was something that actually attracted me towards her, and these are the things that actually attract me the most because whenever I see someone who's smart and someone who has a lot of knowledge, that is something that pulls me towards them. I always wanted to talk to her, but I didn't have the courage in me to go and speak up to her. So I started a very basic conversation with her. I just asked her, how do you feel being a club head and how it actually helped you in your academics or in your college journey? So this was the first question that I asked her, and she actually lit up because she was pretty happy that I'm asking this question, and she talked about it for almost like 20 minutes, and we spoke about a lot of different things and how it actually helped her to get rid of a lot of fears that she had, and that way I could actually relate to her with my story because I was somewhere in the same position as she was, and it was actually pretty helpful for me because that helped me a lot. What I believe that unplanned conversations are the best because if you are planning a lot of things to talk, then you're definitely going to forget about it and you're definitely going to mess the things up. But the thing that actually helped me the most was that you just start with a basic conversation, the very, very basic conversation that you can have. Just ask about the hobby, the things that they like, or how they reached to this level, or how they achieved something in their life. And it actually helps you to learn a lot of things because people immediately talk about it, and they talk a lot about it because this is something they really love, and this is something that they achieved in their life because it seems like a goal to them. So this is something that you can easily talk about, and it actually helps you a lot. So just keep the low stake conversations, and then maybe you can start your conversation initially. So the third most important tip is to have the anchor questions ready, which means that you have to prepare only 2 questions, only 2, that you can ask to anyone. So for me, the basic 2 questions were, what is your hobby and how did you get into this hobby? And the second was, I always used to talk about something that they're wearing or something that they were talking about, and it actually fascinated me. So I'll just start my conversation with that. This actually helps me to be prepared because these 2 questions are something that I can start my conversation with, and I don't need a whole list of conversation or questions to start myself. So this is something that actually helped me a lot. And these anchor questions, if you're preparing, it is going to help you to see in a direction that how you have to go and how you have to approach towards them and how you have to talk to them. So these questions are not everything that you're going to talk about, but it can be something as a starting point, like where you can start your conversation, and it actually helps you to relieve yourself in that stressful environment because you have the social anxiety in you and you want to get rid of it. This is how you can actually start. So the fourth most important point is find comfort in your posture. It is very common that when you're talking to someone and you're very anxious and you're very scared to talk and you're very nervous, you tend to close your hands like this, or you stand like, very close towards your body, and your hands are always stick to your body, or your shoulders are like this. So this can actually happen, and this is very, very common. This is not something to be scared of, but it actually shows that you're nervous. That is the sad part of it. And this can actually show that you're not confident, that you're here to talk, but you are so underconfident and you're so insecure about yourself. These are the things that can actually show before you even speak. People often use their phone as a shield when they're talking while sitting on a chair. They keep their phone between their hands, and then they just keep shaking your hands, shaking your legs. So these are the things that actually shows a lot about you, and they actually show that how confident or how underconfident you are. So whenever you are having a conversation, sit straight, improve your posture. Don't hunch or don't lose your shoulders. Keep yourself firm and keep your chest straight up. The other thing that you can do is look into their eyes, but it shouldn't be very weird that you're continuously staring towards them. All you can do is just look towards them when they're talking, shake your heads, nod, smile, or whatever that you can do to make them feel comfortable and to make yourself feel comfortable. You can gently reverse all these signs of being in a bad posture if you're practicing these good things every day. If you are sitting tall, if you're sitting straight, your shoulders are back, you're looking into their eyes, you're smiling, you're nodding, you're listening, all the things that shows that you're interested in the conversation, do that. And if you're standing, don't just move here and there while talking or just keep your legs moving. That actually is not something that's going to help you. Just stand straight and just look into their eyes and talk to them very confidently, as if you're speaking in front of a podium and audience. Last but not the least, our fifth most important point is plan your exit, which means that you should know that how you're gonna exit this conversation. It is as difficult as starting a conversation, because when you're trapped in a conversation, it gets very difficult for you to end it. And I know how it feels. You're in anxiety that you have to go, but the conversation is going and going, and you want to end this conversation. So just plan 2 or 3 things ready in your mind that how you're going to end this conversation. It isn't something rude, it is just a social navigation that you want to end this conversation. So what you can say is that it was nice talking to you. I just want to go and grab a glass of water. Do you want? Something like that. Or something you can say is, I don't want to take up all your time, but it was lovely meeting you. So that's how you can actually end the conversation without making it awkward or without just cutting it in between. So these simple phrases ready in your mind can actually give you a way out, and it is an easy way to get out of the conversation basically. Look, getting comfortable in a social setting isn't something that you can fix overnight, right? I was also in the same situation. I was also scared of all these things that I'm making video on these, and these are all from my personal experience that how this actually helped me a lot. And I've read a lot of articles, I watched a lot of videos that how I can actually get rid of my social awkwardness or the social anxiety that I had. Look, getting comfortable in a social setting isn't something that you can fix overnight, right? And it is completely fine that you have all these flaws. I won't even call these whatever the lackings that you have in you. It's completely fine to have all of these because we are humans and that's how we learn. And if you are here watching this video, you're already one step closer to get rid of this because you're trying to improve all of these skills and you're aware of your lackings. So wins to you already. Pat on your back claps for you that you're already one step closer closer towards it, and just start working towards it. Start bad, even if you don't feel like doing it, just do it. Do you remember that when you laughed at someone in a social situations when they were saying something, or they were speaking in public, or they came to you, they started a conversation? Do you even remember that? Just keep yourself in that place. Do you remember? No, right? So people are not going to remember all these things, and we often think about what others are thinking about us, but that is not something they're actually doing. People don't think that much about us the way we think they are thinking. I hope you are getting me. So these are the things that actually can help you to get rid of these social anxiety and all these tips. I was in the same situation last year as well. Once I joined my MBA, it was very difficult for me to engage with people, to network with people, because I was not very socially confident. But I watched a lot of videos, I read a lot of articles. These things actually helped me because I knew that I can do it. I knew that I had this in me, and I just trusted myself, and I made a promise to myself that I am going to be better by the end of next year. And here is this channel, I'm making videos on it. So I think I have improved, right? Otherwise, I would have never started this YouTube channel. But anyways, apart from this, I hope you guys do well in your life, and just keep learning, keep hustling. Don't be ashamed of whatever you're doing, because you are the only one who's going to get the benefit from all of these things that you're practicing on yourself. So all the best, keep hustling, keep learning, and don't forget to like my video, comment on my video that what you're gonna see next, or how you felt about this video, and if it actually helped you in any way. And just now subscribe my channel and help me to support, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye.